Hello everyone and welcome to today's session. So today we are going to cover on how we can install the GitLab on the Vagrant machine. Okay, so in this session we are going to spin up a virtual machine using the Vagrant, and we are going to install the GitLab on it. Now, the GitLab that we are going to install, we are going to configure it in such a way that all the installation steps can be automated, so that as soon as the machine comes up, we are able to log in and the GitLab is already installed on it. And then we are going to further configure the GitLab and going to see the basic administration, and finally we are going to cover how we can configure the runners and create a CI/CD pipeline, and how we can use and trigger this automated CI/CD pipeline. So there we are going to cover this in number of subsequent videos which you can find in the channel. And if you haven't subscribe to our channel yet, I would suggest you to subscribe so that you receive the videos directly in your account as soon as we release it. Okay, so we are going to install the GitLab over the Windows machine. So this is our Windows machine. Now we have already covered the installation of VirtualBox and Vagrant in my previous session, so I'm not going to cover that. Then but we are going to use the Vagrant for creating the virtual machine. Okay, if you don't know about that, you can refer to our previous videos. There is one additional thing. So I have installed the Git bash in Windows so that we don't have to go through the command line manually. Most of the Linux based commands can directly be run in the Git bash, so it makes your work much more easier. Okay, so this is starting with this, we are already having one Vagrant file, so you can have this Vagrant file from our repository. Okay, so this is the repository. You can visit the 2630 infrastructure as code. Under this you will be having a folder structure of GitLab and Vagrant virtual machine setup. So you have to come down to Vagrant file. This is the file which the VirtualBox machine is going to use for creating our virtual machine. So Vagrant is going to use this Vagrant file in order to spin up a virtual machine. And if we go through this, we are basically using the CentOS 7.5 for our installation, and we are going to assign it a private network. So the IP of this would be 192.168.33.10, and so you can access the virtual machine over the host operating system, that is your Windows machine, directly using this IP. Okay, this is important to configure. You can use any of the IPs according to your requirement. Okay, but if you are following with us, better to stick with this IP. Okay, and then we are having the VirtualBox configuration, so we allotted a 4 GB of memory to this virtual machine, and this would be the endpoint over which we are going to access it. Now we are going to use the etc host file because we haven't configured the full-fledged DNS, but if you are having a DNS, you can create a DNS endpoint as well. Now the most important part, we have automated the installation of the GitLab using the shell, and we can create a shell script. Basically it's more than a script, it's like shell commands that we are going to run automatically in the Vagrant file, so that as soon as the virtual machine comes up, the Vagrant is going to run all these shell commands and going to provision the GitLab for us. So the very first time that we log in inside this virtual machine, we are already going to have the GitLab installed for us. Okay, so just to get a little idea on how we are going to install it. So we are going to update the binaries, set up the host name for our virtual machine. Then we are going to install some of the packages which are necessary, and we are also going to install the postfix. Postfix is usually used by the GitLab in order if you want to send the forget password type mail to your end user so that it becomes easier for them to retrieve the passwords. That's why the postfix is being used. You can use any other mail server as well. Then we are downloading a RPM script. Basically, it's a script which installs the GitLab, and we are directly running it over the bash. And once this has been configured, it basically configures the GitLab repository inside the yum package manager. And once you have pointed that over to the GitLab official repository, you can directly use the yum to install the GitLab CE. This is what we are doing in the script. And then we are basically replacing the host name, that is gitlab.example.com, with gitlab-ce.unixcloudfusion.in, and inside the gitlab.rb file. So it's basically written in the Ruby. Okay, and then we are going to basically reconfigure the GitLab, and further we are installing the runners. Runners are required for the whatever execution happens over the GitLab. It basically happens with the help of the runner, and then we are going to install the runner. So similar is the runner pattern, where it's going to point it to the runner repository and then going to install the runner over it. And then we are also installing the Docker on the virtual machine. So these are like some of the things, and all of this has been automated inside the Docker file. Now, since I have briefed onto the Docker file, so once you start this up, you only need to run the Vagrant up, and your entire virtual machine will be up using the GitLab already running into it. You don't have to run this manually. So go to your Git bash, and in the directory, make sure there is a Vagrant file. You can download the Vagrant file from our GitHub repository that we discussed just now, and you just simply have to run the Vagrant up command. That's it, and nothing else is required. At this point, the Vagrant is going to provision the virtual machine. Now this is giving us a deprecated warning, so this is just a warning, so you can ignore this and let it continue. The installation is going to take some time because it's going to check if you are not having the CentOS 7.5 VirtualBox image, then it's going to download one I'm already having, so it's just checking for its progress. And since a lot of task has to be done, so I'm just going to pause and forward the video so that the video doesn't get very long. Alright, so this has moved further. It has basically going to install the CentOS 7.5, and then it has also forwarded the port. So it is using the NAT right now in order to basically communicate between the virtual machine and the host machine. It's forwarding the port over 2222, which is the default by which the Vagrant does. And then it tries to connect to the machine, so it doesn't find the key, and it basically inserted a new key through which you are going to connect. You can directly use the Vagrant SSH command to connect to the virtual machine. And then further, it has it has additionally provisioned a shared folder over which it adds into the virtual machine, and then it has started running the script. You can see over here running inline script, and this is like the yum update. So it is going to update all the packages in the host operating system which are out of date. Okay, so a large number of packages have to be updated before you can start using the virtual machine. So at this point, this has started the package installation. Okay, and yeah, so right now the installation is going on. So I'm just going to pause this and we are going to resume it. Alright, so after it is downloaded, it's going to install the packages and then verify the packages. Now once this has been done, okay, the packages has been installed, it's going to go to the GitLab and going to add this repository. And once the repository has been added, then it's going to directly download the GitLab CE from the GitLab mirror, and then this package will be downloaded of the GitLab CE. Now it's going to verify the GPG key for the package, and the file that it's downloading matches the key, then only it's going to proceed. Now here is the GitLab, and the GitLab is basically composed of a number of products which together combine to provide the GitLab. So you will see that it's basically using the Chef client to install the GitLab, and then it's also using the web server to create the basic permissions for it. And moving ahead, this is all the GitLab installation which is happening in the backend. It's using the GitLab release, and you will see it comprises of like number of it's using GraphQL, it's using real servers, then clones are there, repositories, okay, and so this is all the GitLab installation, which will automatically be taken care by you, okay, taken care for you. You don't have to do anything in this installation, okay, and so this will take a while because it's very large installation, about 700 MB and so. And now once this has been installed, at this point the GitLab has been installed, it's going to install the container, okay. So it also uses Prometheus and all. So once the GitLab has been installed, it's going to fast forward, and then it's going to install the Docker container, okay. After installing the Docker container, our script is going to get complete. At this point, we have basically uh, installed the GitLab. Now we can go ahead and verify this installation, okay. So if you want to verify the installation, you will have to log in the virtual machine, and for that you can directly use Vagrant SSH, or you can even convert that to use the login using some client SSH client like Putty if you are on Windows and not using the Git Bash. But if you are using Git Bash, you can directly log in. So just do Vagrant SSH. This is going to get you inside the virtual machine. Alright, so now we are inside the virtual machine, GitLab CE. You can take the sudo because Vagrant user is having the sudo permissions, and then you will have to run the command, okay. GitLab -break GitLab environment info. This is going to print you all the environment info of the GitLab, which is going to confirm if the GitLab has been successfully installed and running off the virtual machine. So this will take few seconds to run. Alright, so here is the GitLab related information. It's showing that we are having the Git installed, and here is the GitLab information, version 13.1.1. This is the latest version at this point in time. It's possible that when you install, the further version has been released. And we are also having the PostgreSQL, which the GitLab uses in the backend, and we are also having the GitLab shell installed, whose version is this. This confirms that the GitLab has been successfully installed, and now we can go ahead and access this within the browser itself. Alright, so let's go to the browser, and here we are going to type GitLab-ce dot Unix Cloud Revision because this was the site on which we have basically configured this. Now before doing this, you will also need to make sure that you have made an entry in your etc host file like this, okay, and this is the IP basically 33.10 on which we have pointed this domain because we are not having the full-fledged DNS. Now once this has been done, you should be able to access the GitLab-c.unixcloudfusion.in. It's redirecting you to the password right now. So this confirms that the GitLab has been successfully installed on your system, the community edition of the GitLab, and you can provide the password. This is part we are going to cover in our next video, in which we are going to show you how you can configure the root credentials and how you can go ahead and create the users. This completes the GitLab installation. And in the next session, we are going to talk about how we can log in into the account, how we can create the admin credentials, and further the user credentials, how we can assign them permissions, the basic administration kind of stuff. Then we are going to further discuss about how we can go ahead and push the code, and finally we are also going to cover about the CI/CD related hands-on session. Alright, thanks everyone, and do subscribe to our channel and our blog for latest videos on the technology, DevOps related technologies. And I will see you in the next session. Thanks for watching this video.